Check one. Can I hear myself? Check one, check one. All right, we're gonna get into the. Let's get into the basics of free for all. All right, we're gonna use Homestead for this example. All right, I'm gonna use Homestead for this example. All right, we're gonna play some free for all on the map Homestead for this example, and the first point I'm going to make is, let's say we spawned right here, right? Well, I know on this map that this area has a lot of traffic and a lot of like in and outs that you can use for like with an assault rifle. So as you can see, like there's a lot of places you can like pre-aim and stuff. And not only that, you can catch people sprinting off spawn, like for instance right there. This is called the nest, or this is called the lockdown, or this is called camp in an area. Whatever you want to call it. But this is what you want to patrol and camp and free for all. Every map has their own lanes that you know, or like it could be a spawn, it could be a lockdown, it could be the best area to camp, and you might have another side that has another lockdown spot or a camping spot or a nest spot, you know. Like for instance on this map, Homestead, it could be over here on this area, opposite ends. So now we can patrol this area, you know, and we go back here and stuff like that. So the next tip I'm going to give you is in conjunction with this is you need to know where the spawns are. Like I think there is a spawn on this side of the map. I'm not too sure, but let me kill myself really quick so I can make a point. So let's say I got killed, right? Yeah, you see, there's a spawn right here. Right? This is the lockdown spot or the camping spot or the nest spot. So this is what we want to hold down. So now we know there's a spawn here and on the other side of the lockdown spot or the camping spot or the nest, whatever you want to call it. So now we have two. Now when you're playing free for all, obviously you're not going to want to go into the middle of the map. This is the only exception, is you don't want to be patrolling the middle of the map, especially with the AR. Because the middle of the map is very dangerous. And what we're going to call that is we're going to call it a dead zone, which means every time you come over here and try to attempt something, you will die no matter what, by an ambush or someone closing in on you, or someone wants to scavenge, or someone hears your gun go off. You're going to die no matter what you do. It's called the dead zone for a reason. Now you also have to understand that in free for all, there's also a thing called revenge spawns. So, for instance, we're camping this nest or this camping spot or this lockdown spot, and you have to understand that after like around 6 kills in this same spot, there's going to be a revenge spawn eventually, and the more people, let's say the more people you kill. Let me try to make this point. Let me try to make this point clearer. So I don't want to confuse myself or confuse you guys. But let's just say like around average around you get a 6 kill streak, right? Well, one dude's gonna come from the front, and one dude's gonna come from the back. Revenge spawns. That's what they're meant to do. Is to make the enemy come where you're at on purpose. I mean, obviously, if they're gonna spawn me like in back of someone that's, you know, like right here, I won't be able to control my back or my front at the same time. So that's an ambush, and so we don't want that. So you have to understand that after around 6 kills or so, you have to know exactly where to pre-aim, or maybe you can throw something like that, like a grenade, and maybe like scare them so you don't get ambushed from the front and back at the same time. something like that. You know, just something creative that'll keep you alive. Because typically in free for all, that's gonna happen. And around 6 kills, like I said, that's when all the bad stuff is gonna start happening because of the revenge spawns. Now, this could also happen earlier too, because some people they want to go for revenge, especially if they get spawned near you again. They're gonna want to chase you down. So you always have to be hiding behind a head glitch or something, and make sure that you're ready for it. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I wish there was no revenge spawns in free for all. I wish everyone would just spawn like away from you, because then it would make killing a lot easier and more relaxing. But yeah, every in free for all, you're gonna be going against multiple enemies at all times, so you always have to be ready and be behind head glitches at all times as well. And another tip is when you're playing against casuals, it's like this, like the rules I just mentioned. But if everyone is a tryhard in the lobby and they're moving very, very fast, like slide canceling and jumping around and all sorts of weird stuff, then you're gonna have to camp a area, well, the same area, the same lockdown, right? But just make sure that you're pre-aiming them while they're coming around the corner, sprinting or jumping or whatever, sliding. Just make sure you're behind a head glitch, and use the head glitch a lot more than usual than you would playing casuals, because more times than not you will catch them being aggressive, and if you're aggressive just like them, you raise the chances of you dying, so it's not worth it rushing when there's a lot of hardcore try hard people. So it's better to just, hold a glitch down. You know what I mean? So yeah. So the recap. Let's recap. So again, we want to be finding a spot on the map. Every map's going to be different. You want to make sure we have that lockdown taken care of, or the camping spot, whatever you want to call it. Make sure we know where those spots are at. Where there's a lot of action, a lot of cover that we're moving through. And give me a minute. Give me a minute, really quick. Something just popped in my head. I'm gonna probably re-edit this out, but yeah. So yeah. Once you have this lockdown and you know where the lockdown is on every map, you also have to know where the spawns are, so that way it can help you with revenge spawns. So, like, let's say, you kill like 2 dudes right here or whatever, and you just got your kill streak. Now they're gonna revenge spawn on you. So just make sure you're ready for it. Make sure to pre-aim a lot more, um, and get that revenge spawn. You see, but in a real game, it will happen like that, and then you'll probably have someone like right there or whatever. But just try to understand after you kill someone, understand exactly where that revenge spawn is going to be. And this will come with knowing what happens after you die. You'll understand, like, okay, I died from the guy coming in front of me, or I died from the guy coming behind me. Now you know exactly where the revenge spawn is in that lockdown. You know what I mean? And yeah, so that's all you gotta do. Memorize the spawns, memorize the lockdowns on every map, and try not to panic, but be creative when you're gonna get rushed around 5 to 6 kills when you get your kill streaks, because that's when all the bad stuff happens. All right. And there's a lot more psychological tips that you can add to free for all, so you can actually move around the map away from the lockdowns and stuff. Like if you want to drop a nuke, and I already have the tips written down, so I'm gonna put that in another video. And yeah, so I'll see you on the next video. But this is how you play free for all. Um, if you want to get the stats for free for all, for try hard stuff, if you're gonna camp an area, you should be going about 30 and 6 every map. That's gonna be camping the lockdown, the camping area, or the nest. And if you want to rush, the typical stats will be 30-15. So that's 30 kills and 15 deaths if you're rushing. Yeah. So that's it. That's all I want to talk about. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.